Hey folks, I wanted to take a minute, probably 3 to 5 minutes here, to talk about the book reviews that are due this week. I know that everybody's really cranking out on them and trying to finish up your book and get all the stuff, all your materials pulled together. There was a lot of readings on how to do a book review this week as well. The Module 3 listed some. I put out an announcement with a couple of links in it. But I really wanted to get to the core of it because some of the emails coming in this week let me know it's not real clear. A book review is not a book report. A book report, as I say with a lot of condensation dripping in my voice, is what you did in high school. In high school and even in undergrad, we wrote book reports that said, the title of the book is, it is written by this person. This is the plot. Here are the main characters. This is the chapter by chapter description of the plot. You wrapped it up by going, this was a really good book. I think if you enjoyed murder mysteries, you would enjoy this. If you enjoy biographies, you would enjoy this. Highly recommend, 10 out of 10, 100%. That is not what a book review is. Let me say that again. That is not what a book review is. A book review is a critical analysis of a secondary or primary source sometimes, but in this case a secondary source to evaluate its academic merit and its value for someone in the history field looking into a particular topic. So to do that, you need to look at the rubric, and I'm going to say this, I said it earlier in the course, I want to say it again here. I'll probably end up saying it again at some point down the road before we get to week 10. One of the best ways to succeed is to understand the rubric for every course you're in. And I don't mean the narrative of the rubric up at top where it spells it out in English. I'm talking about down at the bottom where you have the matrix and it's got the criteria for success, or the criteria for the assignment on the left-hand column, and then exemplary, proficient, needs improvement, and so forth in the right-hand, going to the right. If you haven't sat and done the math, let me do it for you. If you simply hit proficient in every rubric, in every course in this program, you will finish up with a high B or a low A in every class you take. That's a pretty low bar for graduate school, but that's kind of where it's at. If you just can hit proficient. So in this book review, you're being asked, articulation response is always there, how well you write. I'm going to skip that as I tend to whenever I talk about what's required. We're looking for critical analysis, the central arguments, and then source evaluation. For critical analysis, you need to be able to really look at this secondary source that you're looking at and talk about the bias that the author has, talk about the things they left out, those omissions. And if you can do that, that's going to get proficient. That's pretty simple. To get to exemplary, you need to not only cite the text to say the author has bias. I'll give you a good example. Tony Caldwell thinks that North Carolina barbecue is pathetic. That's a citation. It's also a fact. Memphis is the only place in the world that makes real barbecue. So if you look at that, you go, okay, that's the citation from the text. Can you cite something else to substantiate that claim? Go, Tony Caldwell thinks all barbecue in North Carolina sucks. Well, Dan Lovett, who also lives in North Carolina, that's also from Memphis, can also tell you that, Memphis is the best barbecue. That's a great example of bias, and you can use those. That's the way I would cite bias in a book on North Carolina barbecue. Being facetious, but I'm trying to make the point. Hope you understand that. Central arguments. You can identify that book's central argument and break down the weaknesses and strengths for the central argument. That's proficient. This is where the book is good, this is where it's bad, and this is why. If you want to get to exemplary, show concrete examples of the book. This is a quote that really shows the best part of the analysis of this book. the author really hit their key point here. Here's the glaring weakness, and let me show you a quote or two quotes to back that up. Source evaluation. Do not read the book and say this is a great source. I have evaluated it. First off, none of us are proficient enough for our evaluation to stand on its own. Okay? Let's leave that for the experts. But you're evaluating here the sources that the author used. Remember, this is a secondary source. It's built on information from other sources. Are those sources credible? Are they good sources? Or is it untoldfactsofamericanhistory.com? Or I think it was americanhistory.com was a big website about 2 terms ago that lots of students used. It wasn't credible. So just evaluate those sources, show if they were credible or not. That's proficient. If you want to get to exemplary, go find other book reviews of the book you read, either in JSTOR, Shapiro Library, whatever database you prefer, and go, this is what I think about the secondary sources that the author used. Here's a historian who has reviewed the book, and here are their comments on those sources. That's what it takes to get to exemplary. If you're not doing that, it's proficient. Okay? I hope that helps clarify. I said at 3 to 5. It looks like I'm going to hit about 7 minutes with this video. I hope this helps. If not, shoot me an email and I'll see if I can find another way to say it for you. So looking forward to seeing your work. Good luck and happy hunting.